She was bold, brilliant on the ice, and ready to make history. But one scandal would change everything. What began as a rivalry between two Olympic hopefuls became a story of crime, conspiracy, and betrayal. Was Tonya Harding the mastermind, or just a scapegoat? Join us as we uncover the shocking truth behind the scandal that shook the skating world to its core. What happens when a figure skater steps into the world of crime, deceit, and conspiracy? It's a story you won't believe, a scandal so shocking it changed the sport forever. Stay tuned to uncover the truth behind the most infamous moment in Olympic history. Figure skating is often called one of the most graceful and beautiful sports in the world, but behind the elegance of spins, jumps, and glittering costumes lies a story of rivalry, sabotage, and a plot so outrageous it dominated headlines around the globe. This is the story of Tonya Harding, a talented skater who reached the heights of Olympic dreams, only to see her career and reputation shattered by an attack that became one of the biggest scandals in sports history. But was Tonya a victim of circumstance, or did she mastermind a cruel plot against her biggest rival? Before the scandal, Tonya Harding was already making waves in the world of figure skating. Growing up in Portland, Oregon, Tonya came from a working-class family, and skating was her way out. She had the talent, the determination, and the hunger to be the best. But while most figure skaters had polished images and prim, proper backgrounds, Tonya was different. She was scrappy, rough around the edges, and unapologetic. In 1991, Tonya became the first American woman to land the elusive triple axel in competition, a feat that stunned the world. It should have been her ticket to Olympic glory. But even with her groundbreaking performances, Tonya struggled with the politics of figure skating. Judges favored the elegant, refined image of skaters like Nancy Kerrigan, and Tonya's brash personality didn't fit the mold. Despite her raw talent, Tonya faced a wall of criticism. She wasn't the ideal skater in the eyes of many, and that frustration, that feeling of being an outsider, would only grow as she faced off against her biggest rival, Nancy Kerrigan. While Tonya's story was one of struggle and defiance, Nancy Kerrigan had a different journey. Kerrigan was graceful, polished, and favored by judges. She became the golden girl of American figure skating, everything Tonya was not. The media loved to pit them against each other. Tonya, the rough-edged rebel, and Nancy, the refined, picture-perfect princess. In the lead-up to the 1994 Winter Olympics, the tension between them was palpable, but no one could have predicted what would happen next. What began as a simple rivalry on the ice would soon explode into a plot so sinister it seemed ripped straight from a crime novel. On that fateful day, just weeks before the 1994 Winter Olympics, the world of figure skating was rocked by a brutal attack on Nancy Kerrigan. As Nancy was leaving a practice session, a man approached her and struck her in the knee with a baton, leaving her injured and unable to compete in the U.S. Championships. It was a shocking and violent moment, one that was caught on camera and broadcast across the world. As the investigation unfolded, the story took a dark turn. It was revealed that the attack wasn't a random act of violence. Instead, it was part of a conspiracy involving Tonya Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, and her bodyguard, Sean Eckhart. Gillooly and Eckhart had orchestrated the attack in an attempt to take out Tonya's biggest competitor before the Olympics. The scandal became even more explosive when investigators began to ask, what did Tonya Harding know, and when did she know it? Tonya maintained her innocence, claiming she had no knowledge of the plot.
I don't know anything. I don't know for sure anything about what's going on at all. You know, and of course I'm going to cooperate. I mean, I don't have anything to hide, and I want the person to be caught as much as anybody else does.
But the public was divided. Was she a pawn in a scheme masterminded by the men around her, or was she complicit in one of the most infamous crimes in sports history? Despite the attack, Nancy Kerrigan recovered in time to compete in the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer, Norway. She delivered a stunning performance, winning the silver medal. But for Tonya, the Olympics were anything but a redemption story. Tonya's performance was marred by mistakes, and she finished 8th. Her dreams of Olympic glory were over, but the scandal didn't end there. After the Olympics, the U.S. Figure Skating Association conducted an investigation and found that Tonya had hindered the prosecution of the attackers. She was banned from competitive figure skating for life, a punishment that marked the end of her career. In the years that followed, Tonya Harding became a cultural icon, though for all the wrong reasons. She appeared on talk shows, in celebrity boxing matches, and even inspired the Oscar-nominated film I, Tonya, which offered a more sympathetic view of her life. The question remains, was Tonya Harding a victim of her circumstances, pushed into a corner by a sport that never accepted her? Or was she complicit in a crime that forever changed her legacy? No matter how you see her, Tonya Harding's story is one of the most complex and controversial in the world of sports. A tale of ambition, rivalry, and the thin line between success and scandal. What do you think? Was Tonya Harding a victim, or was she guilty of more than she admitted? Let us know in the comments below.